Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of the Soup Breakdown. Today we're looking at the RX-78 GP02A Gundam Physalis, piloted by Annabelle Gatto himself. The Physalis is weird. I know we always talk about unique suits, it feels like lately, because every suit has its own weird thing going on. But it's cool and weird in its own special way. The Gatling has a charge that when you fire gives you an energy bazooka, which is really cool. Really nice and fun. Then of course it has the iconic bazooka that you know it has, the Solomon I Have Returned bazooka. It also has those missiles there because I hit the wrong button, which is cool and can do a ton of damage. It can also hit you and your teammates, by the way, so don't get caught in it. The Striker, you would expect it to fire the atomic bazooka. It does not. It instead is a melee striker, which is fine. Missiles do have some slight homing to them, but as you can see, they can be dodged. And as you can see, the energy bazooka charges up really quickly. So it's definitely something you should use more often than not, because it also blocks line of sight. Then you have the charge. So the charge, let's go ahead and show off the burst while we can here. The charge, melee burst, it ends in the bazooka. If you hit with it, of course, the bazooka part, the bazooka launched ahead of us, above us in the air anyway, so it's fine. The charge is a weird thing. As you notice, my beam saber's bigger now. I can throw it with back melee, and when I throw it, that allows it to connect and do some damage. But if you hold the melee button, you will charge it up, and then it is more powerful. It flies a little bit more direct, a little faster when it's charged, when you do the throw. Does a little bit more damage as well. And then for every other combo, every other melee combo, it just does more damage. Which is cool. A little weird, and kind of funky to get used to when it comes to regular melee fighting. I think it's great when you're just trying to use the back melee, but it just feels a little weird when you're trying to do regular melee. But you know, it's fine. You also have that kick if you go from a standstill, which is pretty nice for the melee. If you're not dashing. Then you have the right trigger, which is kind of just a dodge. You can use it mid-melee combo to be able to dodge back if somebody's about to hit you. And you can dodge into it, then melee to get that stomp, which is kind of cool. It's just a weird moveset, I guess, is the way to put it. And I like it, but I don't completely understand why they made some of the decisions they made. The GPO2 is a weird mix of melee and ranged. And it's probably one of the better mid-range suits because of it. It has no guaranteed stun, which is unfortunate. But being able to throw out a guaranteed ranged attack, even if everything is like reloading, the missiles that give you slight homing, and all the bazookas are just really good. They do tons of damage. They can be hard to aim, as you can see, but you have another bazooka on your burst. So it just becomes this moment of, I guess I'll keep firing, and then when you get in close, I guess I'll keep hitting. But the kit just doesn't fit together very well, in my opinion, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like the charge mechanic would have been better on a suit that had a little bit more dependable melee. Like, a suit that was made for it. Like, for instance, if we got the overflag here, then being able to use, like, the charge mechanic with the overflag to give you different melee moves, or if maybe they had dropped the 400 cost to a 300 cost on the GPO2, and then it could do more melee options. But for instance, you charge it up, your forward melee is still the same. You get the shield burst as the shield hit, and it's cool, and that's nifty. Your side melee, still exactly the same. Hasn't changed. Your back melee still the throw. That gets stronger. It just feels really weird to me that the charge is even a mechanic and it doesn't tie into anything. You would think too you'd get like a weird combination of, if you have it charged, then maybe your stomp attack does more damage or something. But not really, no. And because your beam saber's not even used in the forward melee, even with it charged, it doesn't consume the charge. So it just comes off as this weird reason to have the charge at all. when the rest of your kit is built on melee? I don't understand. I like the GPO2 though. For as weird as the kit is, I like it a lot. I just see where it could have been so much better if it had dedicated itself to one or the other. And it makes me wish for something that we don't have, you know? It makes me wish that we had a dedicated ranged and a dedicated melee GPO2. As you see there, I got hit by my own atomic bazooka, which knocked me back and did not allow me to continue my offense. With all that said, though, we didn't ask the question, should you use the GPO2? It's probably the toughest that I've ever had to answer. No is maybe the answer I would give. I actually think the GPO2 is really good, but I always feel like I'm not doing enough and that it doesn't have enough in either department, you know? I don't know, I just feel like when it comes to mid-range suits, it's really good and maybe the best in the game because of the atomic bazookas for range while still having a fairly decent melee set. But when it comes for like range, no. And when it comes for pure melee, no. There are better suits that do everything this suit does. The weirdness of this suit is kind of fun, and you should probably play around with it a little bit and see what you think. But I can't recommend this suit because I just feel like it's not enough either way. Like, they tried to have both, and because of that, they weren't able to really reach a satisfying conclusion with either. Because I feel like the bazookas are fun to play around with, but I don't have a basic shot with one to give me more of a ranged game, and I just don't have the range game I'm looking for with it. There's nothing really for mid-range shots with it. You either have short or long. And then when it comes to the melee game, that charge just doesn't change up your combos enough. With all that said, though, let me know in the comment section down below how wrong I am and what other fun stuff you've been able to do with the GPO2. I have been Trey. This has been the Full Spectrum. And remember to always enjoy the full spectrum that the GPO2 has to offer.